So, guys, welcome back to the lecture. In this lecture, we're gonna see about this. We're gonna see about the UI of the authentication page. Before that, uh, we have created the login button, but if the user has authenticated, we have to create a avatar as well as a logout button, as you have seen in this live project. So after doing this, uh, we will be just making the authentication page, the sign up and login page. So so before jumping into that, I'm just going to remove this button and just leave it as a simple button, because the style of this login as well as the logout is same. So I don't want to create another component, and then we want we don't want to go from there. So to make things simpler, it's just going to be a default button, as I explained in HTML lecture. This is going to be a button, but it will uh, it will have an on-click event eventually when it is going to be a logout. Before seeing about this, we will just give a random value for this user as 123, like that. By default it's going to be a true value. Now you can see the logout button, but the avatar is not visible because we don't have anything in that avatar. Before going into that, we will just complete this logout button by just giving a class name which equals to nav-item and a nav-link. Sorry, link. So links. And if you just refresh, you can see here we got the logout button, which is cool. Now we will just create the avatar. So let me just remove this button here from here, but eventually in our application we will have a button component, don't worry about that. So now we have created the avatar, inside the avatar. So now here what we're gonna do, we can just have the value here, what we are passing. The value is nothing but the children. So this is going to be children, and here instead the value I'm just going to give the children is nothing but the value which has been passed. So just refresh. So it is not visible here. So you can see the M is here. So what I have done, so inside this avatar we are passing the value as M. Here it is a static value, but as soon as we complete the application, here it is going to be the username's first letter. So it is M here by default now. So this M is here. Now what I'm gonna do, I'm just going to style this into a circle like this. So to do that, we will go to the navbar. This is passed as this M is passed as a children here, and I'm just collecting the children and I'm just passing it into a div tag. Here I'm just going to give a style. You may know about inline styles, which I have covered in CSS tutorial. So here, to give an inline style, we will just what we can do, we can just give the attribute style equals to a variable of style inside a curly brace. Just copy this word and here I'm just going to say a const style. I don't know why it creates a tag, because I don't need a tag here. A const style which equals an object. So this style should be an object, and this style is gonna be have a background color or background round color, and a padding as well as a color, and a border size, a border radius, and a font size as well as a text align. So we won't only use this we won't only use these avatar component inside this navbar only, but we also gonna use these things the inside something like if we go down into here, this is an avatar, this is also going to be an avatar, and if we go to the profile page here, this is also going to be an avatar. So there won't be any problem for since we don't want to style each and everything. Here we don't need to style a separate avatar, here we need to style a separate avatar, as well as here we also need to style a separate avatar. Instead of doing, we can write a simple separate component and pass these values as prop, so that we can style it in line. We don't need a CSS page. So that's how it could be a lot more simpler. So now here I'm just gonna need here so what I'm gonna do, I'm just going to give a backspace for everything. That's it, and a space as well. So now everything is clear. I'm just going to pass the background, padding, color, border radius, font size as well as text align as a prop. That's what I'm gonna do. And as well, the text align is gonna be centered, so I don't want to pass that. And the font size as well as padding as well as color. If color is not provided, then I'm just going to give a default value of black. Just going to give a default value of black. So text to align is gonna be the center. I'm just going to give a default value for this as well, and instead of asking for padding, we will ask for px as well, py. So here we will just format both of the things. So I have told about formatting string using backticks. So first we gonna tell the py, which is gonna be the top and bottom padding, as well as the px is gonna be the left and right padding. So that's it. The background color as well, the color, border radius, and font size as well. And then I'm just going to give a cursor of pointer if necessary. Here it is necessary, but things like here it is not necessary. So cursor as pointer. So wait, let me just ask for that. If that prop is provided, we will leave it as a pointer. If it is not provided, then we will just leave it as null. That's it. So we will just use this as a prop here too, and that's it. So now what I'm gonna do, go down here, and here we have to pass things as a prop. So what we're gonna do, here, So the background color is gonna be, so first the background color, which is gonna be the hash 009 DFF, and PX is gonna be 10px. Sorry, here I have to give a equals and 10px, and the PY is gonna be the 7px, and then what else I need? Border radius as 50% because I need a circle, and then I'm just going to have a border of none, which is, I think it is not needed, and the color of white. So also we need another prop. I think color is not included in the avatar JSX. Yeah, color is also included, so there's no problem, there's no issue. So you can see it is already styled here. We got the M as well as logout as here. So we got the M logout, but we still have the underscore here. So let me just give, by default we will just give a we will just have a text decoration as none. So we have to pass this as a string. So let me just refresh. So this is because this link tag should be inside this avatar. That's why it is like that. So let me just copy this as well and put it inside this, and then let me just get this closing tag and put it here. So let me just clear this here as well as in here. So now it should work, but it still didn't. So what we can do, we can just give a inline style here itself. So it should be inside it should be an object with a color is gonna be white, and the text decoration is gonna be none. So here I think we need to give a colon. So now let me just refresh. Oh, you will see the magic. So now our avatar is good. So here I'm just going to give this value is not going to be a single slash, it's going to be to the profile page. It has to route to the profile page. So specifically to the profile page, like user page. So if I just give this M, it is routed to the user, but the page won't appear. Why? Because we didn't. So just go, let me just go to this. So to explain this, let me just log out first. So to log out here, I need to provide it as a null. Okay, let me just refresh. You can see here's the login button. If I click the login button, you can see the URL is now auth, but where is my auth page? It didn't appear. This is because, let me just go to the app.js. You can see we do have a browser router as well as inside the navbar we got the link tags, but where is the route tags? We don't have the route tags. So for that, we don't want to write all the route tags here itself. If I write all the route tags here, it may go up to 10 to 15 lines, which makes the app page looks much more complex. So what I'm gonna do is that I'm just going to create a separate component for route. So that's why I told in the React Route DOM lecture that the route is going to be different in our live project. Everything is in separate form. See, the browser router is here, and the links are inside the navbar, and now the route is going to be inside another file called route.js. So let me just create route.js. Sorry, instead just give so just give so the component name should start with a capital letter, so that's what it has to be, but the file name can be a small letter. But the if I enter RAFCE, then this function name, which is the component name, should be start with a capital letter, which is mandatory. I'm just going to input the routes from /routes. So here let me just use that routes. You just use that routes and go to these routes, and what I can do here, there's a tag called switch which is used to combine all the route. So I can just wrap route inside switch. So I'm just going to import switch route from React Router DOM. So I'm just going to copy this switch, and I'm just going to remove these things and paste switch and hit the enter, which won't work. So let me just create it as a component. Basically, switch just wraps around all the routes. That's what switch does. So inside switch, I can write routes as children's. So to write route is a self-closing tag, so we just gonna need these things to be eliminated, and inside that I'm just going to say exact path is gonna be single slash. If it is single slash, and the component is gonna be the home component, but as of now I didn't create the home component. Since the home is gonna be the pages, it is going to be the home page, which I didn't cover yet. That's why I didn't. Switch is not exported from React Router DOM. Switch has to be exported from React Router DOM. So I think any typos here. So then just leave switch. Instead we can still have the div tags, which is enough for us. But you just try with a switch. So here it shows an error because it should be a valid component. Route is only ever to be used as a child of a routes element, never rendered directly. Please wrap your route in a routes. So I think we have imported it in the router, but it shows error, but everything is correct. So let me just remove this component. So it shows the same error. So first let me just create all the things. So this exact path is gonna be slash auth. So this is where we want to work auth. So if we do any, so this, I think this is a capital A, and the component, so wait, we will just deal with the component later. So first we gonna use, so this is nothing, so let me just log out first. So this is the auth page, what we gonna use it here, and this is nothing but the home page, which we wanna use the path here. We will give the component as home, and here we will give the component as auth. Wait for that. So let me just clear this issue, what it tells about. So I think this div tag makes issue. So we will just leave it as an empty ankle tag now. If it shows this same issue, then we need the switch tag. There's no way. We need the switch tag. So let me just copy this thing, paste it down here. So where is this switch comes from? It comes from the router. So let me just save. Choose attempted import error from switch is not exported from React router DOM, but React router DOM must contain switch. So first let me just create the auth and the home components, sorry, pages. So first let me just create a directory called pages, and inside that we will create, sorry, we have to create folders called home, and inside home I'm just going to create a home.jsx, and inside pages I'm just going to create another thing called auth, which is gonna be the auth page, and inside that I'm just gonna give another file called auth. So sorry, it has to be auth.jsx. But it has wrongly written as command. So let me just leave it. So first let me just, I don't know what happened exactly, clear this thing. Now I'm just going to say RAFCV first, and RAFC here too. So here, and let me just showcase that. So how to import these things? Import home from /pages/home/home, and import auth from dot slash pages slash. So let me just copy home and inside the component let me just give a square and sorry set bracket, and inside that we'll just give the home, and inside component we'll just have the auth, sorry, auth. So let me just save and refresh. So and again it shows the error. So what I can do, let me just copy this error and put it in the browser. Switch is not exported, so Stack Overflow says the answer which we are recreating it. So what is the answer? We will see. In React Router DOM, you also not need to use exact and route declaration. So React Router DOM switch is replaced by routes called routes. Oh, you need to update the import form. Okay. You also need to update the route declaration from path home to welcome. What does that mean, welcome? Why would we do that? In React Router DOM, you also not need to use exact in route declaration. npm uninstalled npm router DOM at 5.0. So it's like, so we can't just rename browser router as routes. So we will go up. What we can do, this is gonna be routes. So copy this, paste it down here, as well as paste it down here. So this thing is also be called routes. So this is gonna be all around routes. So let me just say all routes, like so. We will just say all routes here, and in the apps we will just import it as all routes and use it as all routes. That's it. So let me just refresh now. Now it should clear our error. Now we will see what it happens now. So it's like, wait, so it's like in switch has been replaced by routes in the newer version of React Router DOM. That's what I messed up. So here we're gonna need all routes. I forgot about this, all routes. So since we are doing a default export, we're gonna change the file name as all routes to like so. Enter this all routes. So now close this. We will go to the app.js, and here it is changed as all routes automatically for me. So if you didn't, then change it. Better, let me just close this. We'll go and we will go to the auth. Nothing is displayed, but we are inside auth. So to tell that, what we can do, we can just, it didn't show any error, which means we are inside the auth page technically, which means we will go to the auth. So let me just close this app, say CSS home JSX is not needed anymore, app.js is not anymore. Just make sure that all routes is imported here, and instead of switch we have to use routes, which is a mandatory thing in React Router DOM 5.2.0. So we will work in the AuthJSX now. So since our AuthJSX is now live, we can say we are in auth. But if I'm sure this has to come down. Let me just refresh. So nothing is visible. So what we can say, h1 low run. So now something has to happen. Nothing has happened. What happened to my laptop? I don't login. I have hit the login. We are not routed to this auth because there might be some errors in routes, all routes. So let me just go there, and in here the path is also slash. So let me just, the component is also auth. Here inside auth, then why it didn't work? So still let me just have a lot more tags like this. So it didn't work. Okay. So let me just go to my last history where I think we have something here too. Again, we have imported route path slash component home path slash welcome, which is the element now, and component equals home. That's what I have done here. Then so let me just go to the inspect element and see what is there anything for me. So in the body tab, sorry, inside the body tab, we got the root, inside the app, we have the nav only. We didn't get any contents here still. We got only the nav, and then we don't have anything. So you have to, but it should route to the auth. Exact path equals auth, component equals auth. Then what happened? Dot slash pages slash auth slash auth. is inside the pages slash auth slash auth.jsx. That's what I have imported. Then why it didn't get? So let me just see, is there something in the home page too? So here, let's see the home. Just going to have some contents. So it is not even routing to the new. So there's some issues in route. So we will just go to router DOM react dash router DOM documentation. So in here we will see is there anything for us. So the tool is same thing, that's what we have used, and the route is path equals about. So we can pass this thing like this. Okay, just a great thing to know. And I don't know why it didn't work. So what we can do, we will just quit this in the terminal and just quit this process and start it again. So the development server is started. So let me just refresh. So it is running. Now we will just go to the login page. Nothing has happened. So what we can do, we will just copy this thing and comment everything out. So we don't want to comment this thing. Wait, we will go to the app.js. All routes have been imported here. I'm just going to paste down everything as well as these things also. Copy these things, paste it down here. We will see what happens. Sorry. So routes is not defined. It shows routes is not defined. So but I have imported routes as well. So it didn't work. just save. So let me just change these things to browser router. Now let me see if something can happen. Nothing happens.